So, how do we show our answers on a number line? Here's what to remember. When your answer has the signs without the lines below, always to remember that you will represent it with an open dot. And if your answer is smaller or equal to or greater or equal to, and it has a bonus line below, you always use a closed dot. So you must be wondering, what is open dot and closed dot? Let's look at this example. So if I have x smaller than 2, we will draw an open dot here and an arrow all the way to the left. Another easy way to remember this is to look at the direction of the arrow. If the arrow points to the left, you will draw your number line to the left. Okay, so let's look at example 2. If we have the one with the line below and x is smaller or equal to 3, we will draw a closed dot at 3 and we will draw this arrow to the left. So a small reminder is that to draw the inequality on top of the number line. Not on the number line, but on top. Okay? So this is wrong. Do draw it on top. Now let's try doing a few examples. Please pause the video if you are trying it out. If not, I will just go through. So let's look at part 1. It says here x is greater or equals to 2. And remember, if we see inequality with the line below, we use the closed dot. So let's draw a number line first. So after drawing the number line, we'll draw our closed dot on 2. And since the symbol points towards the right, we'll draw a number line that goes towards the right. And there we have our number line. Moving on to part 2. It looks a little bit more complicated. So when we see equations like this, we have to solve for it first, then we can draw it on the number line. So from what we learned just now, we have to isolate the x. And we isolate it by minusing 3 on both sides to get this. So how do you represent this on the number line? You just throw out the numbers. Okay, and since it has the line below, we use the closed dot. And since it points towards the left, draw a very long arrow towards the left. And there you have your number line for part 2. Moving on to part 3. With these kind of equation, we always have to solve it first. So we solve it by isolating x on the left by minusing 5x on both sides. Get this. You get negative 4x smaller than negative 2. In fact, this is very important because remember what we said earlier? When we divide or multiply by a negative, we have to flip the sign. So if I were to multiply negative 4 on the left, I have to multiply negative 4 on the right and also to flip the sign to get this. So to represent this on the number line, we can start by writing out the numbers. And since this one doesn't have the line below, we'll represent it with an open dot over here above 8. And since the final answer shows the arrow pointing towards the right, we draw the arrow towards the right. There we have our final number line.